Sit, sit, sit. Before we do wagon wheel, I thought it might be important to actually clean up back casting. So I'm going to use Brody again. Heel, sit. So on the back casting, I do this a little bit differently. They're already trained to go back to a back pile. So I would start with a pile out there, sit, because they already know it, and they already know to go on back. And then one of the keys is in how you identify the pile. Pile identification becomes much more important to get back casting right. Sit. So I'm going to go out here. I don't need to make this far, but dead birds, dead birds, dead birds, dead birds. Okay, say one for identification. Now, one mistake I made, and I showed up in Bella actually, sit, I'm not calling you, sorry. Sit down, you're a Donner, is that Caden would give these back casts to a pile with the dog sitting in front of the pile, and then all he cared about was the dog rolled left or the dog rolled right, right? But the dog, whether it rolled right or whether it rolled left, would curl back into the pile. So then it got to the point where on a 100-yard blind, you'd give her a right, she'd start off right, and then she'd start fading left again. And she'd get back on that old line, and you'd have to whistle sit her to get her off the line, and then cast, and so you'd get into this hackathon with her. I mean, you get her to the bird, but the line was good, and I realized the dogs are really spatial in their geography, so I always make sure to sit them offline with the pile, right? Again, like last night when I talked about I don't stop the dog that's on the pile. If I don't do the halfway stop and cast a pile thing. I do this if I want to teach back because the dog's online. I don't want to stop it. So that's the same thing here. Is I don't want them online, and so for me, like all of these are different angles when I'm casting, and this always has the audible of over. I never give this without an over, unless it's a low one to pick up the bird and they're next to the bird. So straight up back is not straight back. It's back and move a foot to the right. So straight up left is because if they were on line, I didn't blow the whistle. So if I'm stopping them, I need them to go. I need them to get over 12, 24 inches to the left, 12, you know, right? So that's the whole point. So a lot of people, when they teach back, they toss the bumper to the left, they take a bird to the right to the pile. I don't like to do that. So if this is my pile right here, I don't know what that angle is going to show, but I'm going to move him, you know, my 3-yard step, heel, sit, to the left of the pile. Now, I didn't learn that till later, and I had to go back and fix it with the dog. So, and when I'm starting with them, of course, I might hold them on a rope and then release them and let go of the rope. I like to start with the whistle because if they're sitting there, when they're it's going to be off a whistle. So I start to say, hey, the front sit is a whistle, right? So I think turn sideways on that. That's okay. Come in, reach him here, heel, heel, sit. No, here. Come on. Here, sit. Good, good. Heel, sit. Now when you're starting this drill, you don't need to whistle over pile. But this dog gets excited and I just want to keep control. Good. Sit. Good. Sit. And a lot of dogs, it's not as good as Mark's, but they love to turn around and go. And so that back cast is really a driving cast. For me, I've always had fast dogs, So I like to cast slow. I like to put my hand up in the direction half cocked where I know they're thinking, okay, this is the direction he's sending me. I'm not tricking the dog. And I don't want to just like throw my hand up in the air and then them try to catch where I'm doing. I go ahead and let them think, okay, he's going to the right. He's going to tell me when to go. And the other thing on that is some people like to put their hand all the way up in the air and then use an audible command every time. I don't like to use audible command, so when I extend my arm, it's go the direction I'm pointing. Good, here. Heel. So I like to walk them over here, here, sit. Now sit. I'm on the other side of that pile. Now, you would initially do this, you would throw it like a mark, you throw your hand up in the air, do the cast, and you might have to say their name to get them to go, right? And then fetch, and then back, same thing. But hopefully, when you do that and you say back, you even put that pile, like last night we did a back pile up there. I'd do the same pattern. I'd put them at that pile, so they're going to the same spot that you're running the back pile. I'd sit them in front of that before they're really confident at it, and I'd just front sit them real quick and look at them, say back, and put your hand up, and they'll probably just go, right? Especially if you re-identify the pile. So then I would identify it over his left shoulder to get him to roll left, sit. That toss, then go past the pile, back. Good, here. Heel, sit. It's amazing how the enthusiasm picks up on a pile identification because it's like a mark, they get excited. You can overhandle too. These handling drills, you don't want to do them for 60 minutes. The dogs, they want responsibility. They want to be on control, on mark, on their own. And so anything they get the responsibility on to show off, it picks their spirit up. You can overhandle them, and then they start hating blinds. You start killing their drive. You get into a war with them. Get into a war, get one little piece of success, and then stop for the night. Hey, back. Good, good. Heel, sit. But you can start this thing half this distance, right? And then you back it up, and then you can get to a point where I don't think you need to put a huge pile of orange bumpers out there, but you can put three bumpers out there. I'm going to show you the last drill though that I do with back. To really cement back means go a little bit left or a little bit right. Sit. Sit. Dead birds. Got habits. So I'm making 2 piles. Sit. Now this is the start of a lining drill too, but so you kind of get a twofer here. But this is important as a handler. You set your dog up in the right spot every time. Sit. Okay. Again, I don't use electricity on this. I stop them with a whistle or a hard no if they go to the wrong pile. The center line is a line as if they were running, I wouldn't have stopped them. Left and right is my left and right back at this point. I got 2 piles out, right where I'd want them to move over, right? So you can get your whistle in your mouth, get ready to stop them if it goes the wrong way. So he took it too much. Here, good, sit. Sit. So this is good, it's a cleanup drill. We're coming off hunting, needs to run a tighter line. Hey, back. Good. Now you'll notice, sit. In the over drill, he wanted to go too far right. In the back caster, he's going too far right. So he's rolling right. He's rolling further right on me. Here, heel. Here, sit, front sit. So, you know, this right is where he's struggling on the right side. On the left side, he's taking pretty good lines. Back. So see, he's got a habit, heel, of kicking off, sit. He went to the right side of the pile on that one too. Got a habit of really rolling hard and digging in right and getting off on that angle. So I might sit, fella, sit. Honor. I might run this several times. Here, hey. Back. Sit. So he knows, here, sit. If you want to take a little loop-de-loop when you leave to go right, that's fine, but you need to get back into the line I want. Here, sit. And then I would just check it. He went to the pile good that time. He's no problem going left. Good. Sit. Hey, hey. Good. Now there's another opportunity here. Here, sit. Right? Sit. Dogs like some variety, and not only that, you get them back into, again, a lining drill. You have two piles close together, and so you have your heel to turn right, or your here, excuse me, to turn right, and your heel to turn left. And you can introduce that concept to finish up this drill. Bella, get over here. Sit down. You're coming soon, sweetie. Sorry. Sit. Honor. So I just, instead of front sitting, bring him back around. Sit. And I like to start that click process. I call it clicking because I imagine my head, I'm clicking degrees. So it's, right? So. Here. Pull him here. Step across, heel. So he starts to know. And on heel and here now, he moved his head when I said here. That's about how much I want him to move on just the word command here. Like if I need to make an adjustment to line, this is about the distance of angle I want. Here, here, back, right? Okay, here, heel, sit. Said the okay word again, sit. So heel, back. So those are the heel, sit. So those are the angles of adjustments, sit. Brody, that you'd want on heel and here anyway. So you can finish up this drill by front lining it. And again, you reinforce heel, the lines they just ran backwards. Sit. Yeah, these cold bumpers, they're mouthing them. All right. We're set up wagon wheel now. I just thought it was important to maybe do a back drill like that and a lining drill because you need that as you head to wagon wheel anyway.